Okay, so I was really drawn to the sleek UI of macOS. Windows was just not doing it for me anymore. I wanted to have macOS on my PC. I tried to get a Hackintosh because that's the most obvious idea, that's the most obvious option. Bad idea, really bad idea. Especially if you're trying to get it to run on hardware that's not officially supported by Apple. So yes, I was trying to do it on an old laptop, which uh, nope, no, the chances are very low for that to happen. My mouse and my keyboard were working well, but the let's say the apps were not working well at all. And the other problem that I ran into, I was not able to boot into Windows, even though I had it installed on separate hard drive. Nope, wasn't able to get it working. And yeah, so I would say that macOS is just not worth it, or Hackintosh is just not worth it if you are on a laptop or if you are on unsupported devices. But there's a chance that it might be working well for you because you might be having supported hardware. Everyone doesn't have the same hardware, so the success rate differs. What I think is the best way to get Mac OS on your PC, which is like you can dual boot it at Windows. There will be no problem. There will be no problem. At least if you have at least installed a OS or booted a OS on your laptop once with a bootable pen drive, then you have no issues. That's like the hardest part. We'll be using a virtual machine. Yep, I know you'll be saying that virtual machines are slow and all, but nope, this one is fast as whatever you want. Like it's so fast. It's almost as fast as Windows, I'll say. The app that we'll be using is called Sotsumi, or the other option that here is it's called macOS Simple KVM, which I think is the best one so far that I've found. And the distro of Linux that we'll be using is called um, Manjaro MDE Plasma. Yeah, we are not going to be using Windows at all because Windows just is a very heavy program in general, and Linux is very low. It doesn't use much CPU resources ideally. Like my laptop right now is running Windows R right now, as you can see here, and it uses a lot of system resources. So I'll say we'll shift to Linux, and Linux also is much more easier to run virtual machines on because on Windows, stuff like VMware and VirtualBox don't run so smoothly at all. Even though you allocated all your system resources, it's not going to be smooth. Chances are it's not going to be smooth. The first thing that you'll need to do is install MDE Plasma, Manjaro MDE Plasma. You can search that up on YouTube, get a guide on Google, anything you want. It's very easy, and there are like a gazillion tutorials on the web. So do that, and after you've done that, might as well just join our Discord server. Like if you want, you can. I'm on the server. I'm the co-owner. Here's my ID and all. You can directly message me on the server. You can type into the general tab, anything. I'll create a new channel for you as well. Then the after that, after you've done install Mac OS, and yep, I mean, if after that you have installed Manjaro, I'll show you how to do install Tsutsumi or Mac OS Simple KVM. Yep, macOS Simple KVM is, I would say, it's better than Sotsumi. They both are VMs to run macOS on your PC on Linux, Arch Linux. And yes, you need to have virtualization, okay, or SVM. It's as it's called on AMD PC, AMD laptop. I'm pretty sure most of you will be knowing how to do that. So again, not going to cover that either. Yeah. So why I think macOS Simple KVM is better than Sotsumi is because macOS Simple KVM supports you can change the amount of RAM it takes and the amount of cores that you allocated to it. So for example, my laptop has 6 GBs of RAM. I can allocate all the 6 GBs to it and my 4 cores to it as well. Whereas on Sotsumi, it will only take 2 GB of RAM and 2 GB of 2 cores. So if you're thinking to daily drive with that thing, I would say it's pretty slow, and let's just say you won't be getting all your performance out of it. So yeah, That's the thing, and I'll boot into Manjaro Linux right now. And if you have a dedicated GPU, then that's awesome. You can perform a GPU pass through on that. I'll leave a link to the to a guide that I found which talks about that. And after doing so, you'll be easily able to yeah, you could easily run like any game if you want to play which is exclusive to Mac, but I doubt if there are any. So yes, I'll boot into Linux and teach you how to do that. Okay, so now I'm booted up into Manjaro Linux over here, and the first thing that we'll be doing is opening up our terminal here. So here's our console or terminal, and I've created a file that contains all the commands that we'll be running. I'll leave this file in the description down below. And first thing, run this command. This command will, yeah, enter your sudo password. Yes, what this command will be doing is it will now install QEMU on your PC. So it says reinstalling over here for me. It will say installing for you and not reinstalling, because this is the second time I'm running this command, or third, you could say. Yeah, and this command I've already done this command, so it might not work. It won't be working for me, but for you who have not done this yet, this will install a click request on your PC, on your Linux installation. For me, it just gives me error because, yeah. Go ahead now, do a git clone. Oopsies, shouldn't have done that. Just copy that, paste it over here. This will now be now start getting the files which will be used to install macOS, or the macOS. Now we'll be going into the folder that we just created. Now we are in the cd macOS simple kvm directory, and now we'll be running this command. What this command does is it will be directly from the Apple website. It will download Mac OS. Okay, so this won't be the whole of Mac OS. This will just be downloading the recovery files, so that we can be downloading it after that. So now, in the end, for those of you who don't want the latest version, so for me right now it's Catalina. And if someone, for example, doesn't want to use Catalina or the latest version for them, so what you can do is type double dash and then go ahead and type, like for example, I'm on Mojave, so I'll go Mojave, and if you enter that, that will now snatch the Mojave download files from the Apple's website. Now I'll just leave it like this, so it will install Catalina, which is the latest version for me right now. And doing that, you can see my download has started. Give it a minute or so, it will be done. Yeah, it takes approximately a minute. Yes. After this, what we need to do is, after this download has been finished, I'll just brief you to what we are supposed to do after this. We'll be creating a hard drive, a virtual hard drive, I should say. That virtual hard drive will be storing all of our macOS stuff and all. So all of your files will be in this hard drive. Even if you lose the macOS install file, your macOS, if it gets damaged, all your files will be over here. And yes, and for me, I'm going to be doing it for 15 gigs, because I don't want to use up all my space that I've allocated to this installation of Manjaro, as I've already installed macOS Simple KVM, and this is the second time I'm doing it. So this time it will be of 15 gigs, because it's for the tutorial. Here you can see it's almost done. Give it a sec, and and if anyone is facing problems with my simple kvm, in the installation of simple kvm, you can go ahead and message me on Discord. I've left my server link down in the description. Go ahead, send me a friend request, and that's that. And okay, we are almost done. We are done over here. Now what we need to do is, now we need to create a hard drive. So over here, if you want to create a bigger hard drive, which I would recommend for most people to be doing, just increase this from 15 gigs to whatever much you want. Yeah, so for example, if someone wants it to be 50 gigs, you can do that right here as well. And then the second thing that we'll be doing is paste this command into terminal here. Now it will create a virtual hard drive in that directory, in the macOS simple kvm directory. Now we'll be adding these two lines, which will be telling us that that our hard drive is located in this directory, and this is what it's been named. So open up your file explorer, go to the home directory. Here there's a folder named macOS simple kvm that has been created just now, and you can see there's your virtual hard drive. Yes, and the file that we'll be editing is called this one right here, basic.sh. Open it with Kate. That's the default text editor for Linux. And these last two lines, what we'll be doing is just removing those. We'll be removing those and pasting the new files that we just said. Now you can go ahead and save this file. Yes, after saving the file, yes, you are basically ready to go. And if you have a dedicated GPU, I recommend that you do a GPU pass through. That will help you really, that will really help you for running any sort of games. And yep, I'll leave a link in the description below, which explains what I did right here and how I installed this in a nice forum kind of way. And yes, again, message me on Discord if there's any problems. Okay, so now all we have to do is just double click this file, and you'll be booting up into the Mac OS virtual machine. That's all. That's mostly all you had to do. And yep, see, now you'll be sent to a Clover boot menu, which will seem very familiar for those of you who have done a tried a Hackintosh or something. Yes, so now all you have to do is just click on this window, and you'll be able to control these things. You can't use the mouse over here. You'll have to use your arrow keys right here, and then just click enter where it says boot macOS install from macOS base system. Enter that. Give it a second to load, and then you will be greeted by a few command line. Okay, some yeah, a lot of commands. Then when it finally boots up, it won't take that long this time. It won't lay this long for the start. Right now it will take you, after you done the step that I'm just about to be doing in a few seconds, it's going to take you approximately an hour or two. It took me a lot of time to get this installed. So yep, and yeah, there it is. My cursor is working, as you can see. Give it a sec, it will be much more, it won't be this framey. Yes, as you can see, we are at the macOS recovery page. I'm able to move my cursor freely. I'm able to use my mouse. I'm able to use my keyboard as well. I'll show you that. Now you're basically done. What you need to do is now just go to disk utility, open that up, click continue. Now let it load all your disks. There would be approximately a few hard drives. You don't need to touch any of them except one, which I'll show you in a second. Let these load. Yes, so here you can see there are 3 hard drives. This is the macOS base system, which is what we downloaded by the first command. This is the other one which you don't need to touch. This is for all your mouse and keyboard stuff. Now this one, which will be for however many gigs you allocated to your system or the hard drive that you created. And over here, go ahead and click on erase macOS extended journal and rename it to anything you want. So subscribe please. Yep, that's what I'm going to be doing. A GUID partition map and macOS extended journal. Yes. Go ahead, click on erase. After that, formatting, and you should be done in a few seconds. Yep, there we go. Here's our hard drive right here. Now all we need to do is close this up, reinstall Mac OS. Yep, continue. It's gonna take a sec once. It's gonna take one more sec, and here's it is. Now we have the Mac OS Catalina. To set up installation of Mac OS Catalina, click continue. We'll go ahead and click continue, and we'll select the hard drive that we just created. So that's the subscribe hard drive that we named it. You can see that macOS is working very smoothly. There seems to be no errors in the installation, and yes, um, honestly, again, this is the best way to get macOS, or at least experience macOS on your PC. It will again take a few seconds or so, and yes, after this, you may have to select your hard drive. So whatever you named your hard drive, just select that, and then you'll be booted up into the Mac OS, setting up your Mac. Click here, click agree over here, click agree over here, and then right now, if your system feels slow, don't worry about that. What will be allocating more RAM and um, more system resources to this thing. Yes, so now just select your hard drive over here and click on install. For me, because of the tutorial purposes, I've already installed it prior to this, and it takes a lot of time. Beware, it may seem that your system is hanged or so, but it takes a while. And if you don't have a good internet connection, for example, I have 50 to 80 gigs of internet, and yes, it took me about 3 hours. It also depends upon your system, so it might be faster for you, or it might take much more time. So if you want, you could keep your PC on overnight. Again, not the best idea, but you can do that. There's no harm in that. And yes, that's that. I'll boot into my prior installation of Mac OS, and yes, so I'll close this up. You can just shut down this over here. Okay, so now I have finished all of the installation part, which again took a lot of time, but yes, finally it's done. Now I'll let it boot, and then we'll be greeted with our Mac OS. We'll be greeted with Mac OS. Here's our Mac OS boot screen, and yes, again the cursor doesn't work in this screen right here. So you can see my cursor is working over here. I can enter my password, and I can boot into Mac OS. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you get Mac OS. Easiest way, which I have found by far, and one that doesn't include much of a performance loss. Here I think that my screen is loading. Wait a sec. My system's kind of slow, so it takes a while. Here. Everything's working well. Now I'll close up this file. The dock's working. everything's working fine. Here we go. Okay, so this is why I just love the virtual machine stuff. It's like it works well, it works so well, and yes, I'll just go close up Safari and give you a demonstration right here. The feature which like turns opens up all your windows, that is kind of slow. Well, and my system isn't the best. This is my testing system, so yes, not the best. But there's no literally, if you have your main system, if you're doing it your main system, there's no issue at all. Yes, and I would recommend that you just go with it, and yep, it will be fine. You can see there's a Finder, Launchpad, Safari, Mail, the FaceTime, iMessages, everything's over here. We are running the latest version, which is Catalina for me right now. And one of the very good things about this is that even if you have a device that doesn't support the newer versions of Mac OS, so for example, my device, it only supports till High Sierra, and I was able to now get it working, get High Sierra working with but my keyboard and everything wasn't really working in that. So yep, again, this is the best. You can even soon you will be getting an update for the Big Sur. So after Apple releases Big Sur, then you will be getting it on this as well. There, I'll show you in my system preferences. And yep, so now one thing that I would like to do, which will make your system perform much faster, is that first of all, just shut down your PC. I'll just close this. That works too. It will just close up right now. After it's after that that's done, here's a basic.sh file that you will be double clicking to get your virtual machine running, right? One thing before you start your virtual machine is just do this once and it will perform much better. I guarantee that. Yes, so here, if you have, for example, 6 GBs or anything, just type 6 GBs over here instead of for you the default might be 2. I have already changed this, so that's why it says it was showing me 5. But whatever GBs of RAM you have, just enter that over here. So I have 6 GBs of RAM, I'll do that. But I usually keep it at 5 just because, yep, I keep it. And over here the amount of cores you want to allocate, and yep, that's that. You can change that over here as well. So that's basically it. That's how you get Mac OS on your system with like not much of a performance loss at all. Everything seems to be working, at least for now. Again, any problems, contact me. And if you have a GPU, that's like very good and that's awesome. So that's one thing. So that's that. Oh well, any ideas for future videos? If you need any help, contact me on Discord or in the comment section like below. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye.